What's up guys, Urban Dictionary defines brain fart as the following: a sudden and involuntary, although depending on the source, not altogether unexpected, release of ignorance. Yep. We've seen plenty of sudden and involuntary releases of ignorance at the NFL level. You see them happen practically every week. But we decided to cut it down to the top 20 best of all time in terms of, well, total brain fartness. If it was a minor brain fart, it didn't make the list. But if it was a big, nasty, stinky brain fart, well, you'll probably find it in this video. As we take a trip down memory lane and look at the 20 biggest brain farts in NFL history. Make sure to subscribe to TPS and put on your notifications. We post videos all the time, new content all the time. Make sure to comment your video ideas down below. We'll be looking, and if we choose your idea, we'll give you a shout out in the video. Number 20, Brandon Marshall's lateral fail. Brandon Marshall was a 6-time Pro Bowl receiver who should earn himself a Pro Football Hall of Fame induction one day. But a lot of us will never forget Marshall for his giant brain fart during a 2015 game between the New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles. At least he was trying to be a selfless teammate. Number 19, James Butler, safety first. It's common knowledge for NFL defensive players. If you get an interception in the end zone and there's nowhere to run, take the knee for a touchback. But former Rams safety James Butler got too cute after picking off Matthew Stafford during a 2009 game. He ran around and around and around until he was tackled in his own end zone for a safety. Yeah, now that's a brain fart. Number 18, Darius REYNAUD's sloppy start. The Tennessee Titans visited the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 1 of the 2013 season. The special teams return man meant to take a knee in the end zone for a touchback. But what he didn't realize was he actually left the end zone before going back in to kneel down. That led to a safety for the Steelers. Not the way you want to start a season. Fortunately for him, the Titans won anyway, so all was forgiven. But file that under never before seen brain fart. Number 17, Kirk Cousins' failed screen pass. The Minnesota Vikings handed Kirk Cousins $84 million guaranteed in the 2018 offseason, hoping he would get them to the Super Bowl. Things went awry in his first season with the Vikings, however. Let's just say this awful brain fart and pick 6 against the New Orleans Saints summed up Cousins' 2018 season pretty well. Kirk, look before you throw. Number 16, headbutt gone wrong. He was a 1996 Pro Bowler for the Washington Redskins and helped the Minnesota Vikings win the NFC North in his swan song 2008 season. But he is best remembered for a celebration gone wrong during a 1997 game between the Redskins and New York Giants. He celebrated the touchdown by headbutting the wall at Jack Cook Kent Stadium. He suffered a sprained neck on the play and he had to be taken to the hospital at halftime. Nice job. Like, we know people want to talk about banging their heads against a wall, but you don't actually do it. Number 15, double brain fart. The New Orleans Saints were trailing the Seattle Seahawks by 8 points in their 2013 NFC Divisional Round matchup. Drew Brees found Colston along the sidelines for an easy completion. Colston should have stepped out of bounds in order to set up a Hail Mary, but instead, brain fart number 1, Colston didn't do that. And brain fart number 2, Colston tried to lateral the ball forward, which is totally illegal. Nice job. Yes, that's a crappy way to see your season end. Number 14, Marcus Cooper's Leon Lett impression. The hope among football fans was the future players would learn from Leon Lett's mistake of not celebrating until you cross the plane for a touchdown. But Marcus Cooper of the Chicago Bears committed the ultimate brain fart during a 2017 game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Cooper had an easy touchdown, but he became part of the infamous early celebration club instead. Come on, man! Number 13, Ronnie Brown doesn't want the football. The Philadelphia Eagles running back Ronnie Brown was stopped short of the end zone during a game against the San Francisco 49ers. Brown apparently thought the play was over, or he was trying to lateral the ball. We have no idea, to be honest. What we do know is that instead of just going down and letting the play end, Brown threw the football away and the 49ers took advantage and scooped up the fumble. At least he was being generous to the opponents. What a nice guy. Number 12, Chris Boswell's fancy onside kick attempt. NFL kickers usually try one of 2 things during an onside kick: a low dribbler or a high kick up in the air. You pick one and hope for the best. Plain and simple. But Steelers kicker Chris Boswell thought he'd try and trick the Baltimore Ravens by pulling off an overly fancy onside kick. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. Bro, it's sad when your onside kick attempt doesn't even go a yard. Number 11, Derek Carr, it's 4th down, dude. The Oakland Raiders were hosting the rival Los Angeles Chargers in a 2018 game. Trailing by 14 points with just over 4 minutes to go, John Gruden obviously told his offense to go for it on 4th down. But unfortunately, Derek Carr must have forgotten that it was 4th down, because instead of trying to make a play and get the first down, he just threw it away. At least he didn't throw an interception. Number 10, DWAYNE Rudd's helmet toss cost the Browns. The Cleveland Browns held off the last-second Kansas City Chiefs lateral play to seemingly come away with victory. The linebacker DWAYNE Rudd celebrated a few seconds too early and took off his helmet before the end of the play. I don't know if you know this, but removing your helmet during the play is a penalty in the NFL. So Rudd's brain fart gave Kansas City a second chance, and they converted on it by kicking a game-winning field goal. Honestly, that is so Browns. That is like so Browns. Number 9, Kirk Cousins. No field goal, please. If you're setting up for a field goal, you should only kneel if you have a timeout in your back pocket. But it appears as though Kirk Cousins forgot that the Washington Redskins were out of timeouts when he took a QB kneel, thus running out the clock and foiling an easy field goal attempt for his team. Classic Washington. Number 8, Travis Benjamin. Friendly fire safety. It almost never works well when a running back or kick returner tries running backwards. You just shouldn't do it. Cut your losses instead of worrying about extra yards. The Los Angeles Chargers return man Travis Benjamin totally didn't get the memo when he tried getting too cute on a punt return here. It's not a good idea against the Patriots, Travis. Just saying. Number 7, Dan Orlovsky. Self-safety. The Detroit Lions were historically awful in 2008, going 0-16. Yeah, it was that ugly. There were a million lowlights during the season. Unfortunately, the entire 2008 campaign can best be summed up with Dan Orlovsky accidentally running out of bounds for a self-inflicted safety. Safety first, right? I'm sorry. That was awful. Number 6, DeSean Jackson's rookie mistake. DeSean Jackson isn't the only person in NFL history to commit a mistake throwing the ball behind him before crossing the goal line for a touchdown. But his case of performing the ultimate no-no is easily the most memorable of them all. Jackson was a rookie when the Eagles visited the Dallas Cowboys in a 2008 Monday Nighter. His first NFL touchdown should have been a dandy, but D-Jax committed this embarrassing brain fart instead. Yeah. Jackson fumbled the ball before reaching the end zone. It was the ultimate nightmare for a rookie on national television. But hey, we'd say he moved on from it nicely. Number 5, miracle at the Meadowlands. The New York Giants were leading the Eagles 17-12 in the waning seconds of the 1978 home game at the Meadowlands. All the Giants QB had to do was take a kneel, and they would clinch the victory. But as many of you know by now, the Giants made the brain fart decision to try a running play, and it cost them dearly. Well, oh well, it's the way it goes. Number 4, Leon Lett's Thanksgiving gaffe. The Dallas Cowboys hosted the Miami Dolphins in a snow-filled 1993 Thanksgiving Day contest. Dallas was leading 14-13 in the waning seconds, but the Dolphins were lining up for a 41-yard field goal to win the game. The Cowboys actually blocked the field goal. All they had to do was leave the ball alone and let the clock run out. Then it would be game over. But Leon Lett came running in to fetch the football. He accidentally slipped on the snow and made contact with the ball, and Miami scooped it up and got another chance to win the game. This time, the Dolphins made good on the opportunity and secured the victory. The good news is that the Cowboys would win the Super Bowl that year, so Lett's brain fart didn't do anything to harm them in the long run. But we'll always remember it, so sorry, bud. Number 3, Jim Marshall's wrong way run. Minnesota Vikings fans should probably think of Jim Marshall as an anchor of the Purple People Eaters defense. That led them to a 1969 NFL championship and 4 Super Bowl appearances. But instead, everybody simply remembers the 2-time Pro Bowler for his infamous wrong way run. In a 1964 game against the San Francisco 49ers, Marshall scooped up a loose football, and though he was returning it for an easy touchdown, he ran the wrong way, resulting in a safety instead. Hey, you know what? You tried. Number 2, Colt's fake punt gone wrong. The whole idea of a fake punt is for a team to line up in punt formation. At least pretend they're going to punt the ball away. Simply make the opposing team believe that you are truly going to give them the ball back. But in a 2015 home game against the New England Patriots, the Indianapolis Colts unfortunately forgot these basic football rules. During a 4th down play, the Colts lined up for a fake punt, essentially letting the Patriots know that they were going for it on 4th down. Not only was that stupid, but the whole formation set the Colts up for nothing but failure. And did we mention, the Colts ended up losing by only a touchdown, and that they lost out on the AFC South by a single game. So yeah, this botched fake punt kind of in a way cost the Colts their season. Number 1, the butt fumble. Of course. What else was going to be number 1? The whole thing was just lined up perfectly. Mark Sanchez and the circus-filled Jets were already being laughed at a bunch during the 2012 season. Then in a Thanksgiving prime-time home game against the New England Patriots, The Jets performed the first butt fumble in NFL history. Only Mark Sanchez. Only the Jets. As great of a coach as he is, we have a feeling that Bill Belichick didn't exactly draw that play up for his defense. What other NFL brain farts should we have included on our list? Join me in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and TPS on social media. We post great content all the time. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post videos all the time as well, so if you want more of me, you should go there. Subscribe to TPS because we have new sports content every day. Every day is new sports content. Subscribe. Like this video because it really helps us out. All you have to do is just click that thumbs up. We really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Please do it for me. Do it for you. Do it for yourself. Of course, thank you so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo. I'll see you next time.
On my knee.